It's a brand new session of Poker Time, Grant. There's Joseph.
Call me when it's an old session of Poker Time.
Well, we've done some of those. We might do some more of those depending on what things are looking like in the world. But this is a Poker Time session full of regs.
Stuart, there's Wonka.
There's Rafi.
Scrabble Rafi.
Scrabble Rafi, in fact. Yeah, that's because he is one of the great Scrabble players in the United States of America, believe it or not.
I think he's 7th ranked.
Something like that. He finished, I think, 3rd or 4th once in the World Championships.
Not a ton of money in Scrabble.
Nope, he got like $300.
So he's playing poker.
Yeah.
And Joseph making it 45 with 2 4s. Bill doing some stuff.
Yeah, Bill's going to call 10-7
He's going to
off.
limp call the 10-7 off +1 to start the session out.
We say sometimes people take a while to show their true nature. Bill's like, I don't need to take a while.
Well, this is a flop that Bill can win on if he chooses to.
Yeah. Look how quickly Bill calls.
Not coming, Bill.
What do I need?
Probably a king. That's not a king.
Bet 100.
Joseph betting again.
Guess he's putting Bill on a straight draw or a 6 or a 9 because seems optimistic.
It's possible that Joseph was reading into the quickness with which Bill called the flop. That's often a draw or middle pair.
Yeah, well said. Makes sense. Who do you think wins in a fight between these 3 guys? Like a fist fight.
Do they get to, like, are they all fighting at the same time and can they make alliances?
Oh, interesting question. They are all fighting at the same time and they cannot make alliances.
They cannot make alliances? Right. Ken destroys worlds.
There it is. Look at those guns.
The only chance.
Look at those guns.
The only chance that Bill and Joseph have is if Ken falls asleep during the fight.
Bill's going to limp again.
No, he's not.
Bill's going to raise
Way to
this
pay
time.
attention.
I was looking at Ken's guns.
Stuart going to come along with the 6-7 suited. Wonka probably not playing that one. We know his discipline is infuriating to many of you.
He's way too tight to play that hand.
I'm sorry, Bill. Can I see?
1,500.
3 7s are in the hands of the players. Not too many 7s left in the deck, Grant.
You want to do some combinatorics work on that?
I kind of do.
All right. There's 3 7s, and how many total 7s in the deck?
When you say
it's
total,
unknown. The answer is it's unknown.
Nobody flops anything.
And Bill's just going to continue, and it's going to work out for sure almost. Yep.
Well, he opened under the gun. That was his board.
Exactly. I mean, I watched a lot of, like, you know, the hands look suspect.
It's always weird in those spots. You feel like you're getting away with something when you win with an underpair on a board like that. But, of course, no one ever has anything.
Did he have an underpair that time?
No. But you do feel like you're getting away with something.
Yeah.
Right. But it's sort of all the same thing when you're bluffing there. But, of course, no one else has anything either. I guess he did get a pair of deuces to fold.
I mean, the only way you get them to win is if they don't have anything.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's always a little bit odd where it feels like such a relief, but of course they don't have anything either. Of course, there's more to it. You're denying equity, of course. Yeah. But I'm just saying, it's a bit of a weird feeling to like get something through when you're like, I guess they don't have anything. Wonka wants to play it, but he never plays. Oh my goodness, Wonka is gonna call.
Maybe that head is squeezing his head a little too hard.
It's so un-Wonka-like. Get to see.
It's the Wonkazit of what you would expect.
Ooh, I love it. How did you do that?
I just took the name Wonka and the word opposite, and I kind of combined them.
Wonka, I guess, just hoping to be able to get position here, but Rafi stole that from him.
Rafi's stolen more than that from him.
Wonka does flop best. Check. What else has Rafi stolen from him?
Scrabble title.
Look at Rafi just staring at Wonka. Also, Rafi looks like he's
He's
choking himself, force choking himself. That's
called How David Carradine Died.
Wow.
Too soon? It's been like 6 or 7 years.
It feels like it's too soon. Kill Bill, man.
Well, at least his heart didn't explode in real life.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, 125.
125.
I gotta believe Wonka's betting here with the intention of checking back most rivers.
It's pretty unfortunate for Wonka that he doesn't get called by that hand.
Yeah. It's not great. I mean, he
might-
does get to charge the draws.
Yeah, and he might be assuming a little bit of extra stickiness in Bill that wasn't there that time.
Yeah. But that's a hand you really hope to get called by when you bet in that spot. It's possible only better hands are calling.
I'm just talking about the line.
But he still gets to deny equity.
Yeah.
Bill had 5 outs.
Yeah.
And maybe some bluffs in there too. Probably not, because his hand was a little too
All right,
good.
I predict that Wonka's going to play a Marty-like range now that he's won with that hand.
I'm going to say no, but we'll find out together.
Check raises the turn on the draw.
Stuart is now playing King 9 suited +1. Everybody's taking on their widening range shoes.
King 9 suited +1 and 8-handed table is probably beyond any GTO
Yeah,
range that you should have, but it's close at least because King 10 suited would definitely be an open.
it would.
Something like 600 into 1,000.
But King 10 off is not an open.
No, it's not.
700.
Digital Dan in big trouble with his 9.
The guy's only playing 3,500. He's just
Dan loves the Jack 9 of clubs.
27. You know, he's like
Well, now he's in okay shape because he does have the open ender. He could check raise this board if he wanted to.
Yep. He may have just a little too much equity of a made hand, I should say. A little too much of a made hand to do it.
50.
Yeah, he probably has enough combos of 2-pair straights and flush draw, straight draw type hands that don't have showdown value that he doesn't need to raise this hand.
I don't hate it, though, because this is one of those spots where every time you improve, it's hard to get action.
where if you ever were going to have like
He could decide to rep that 8, although, like you're saying, he might have enough showdown value to win a lot of the time.
like it
Yeah.
kinda made sense
Which,
with that kind of
in this case, he does not.
a little bit.
Well, he has showdown value, it just would never win. And it comes for El Digital.
Pretty sure you have to bet this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty.
You would think, as Dan, the worst case scenario is you're chopping here.
75.
And I don't think Stuart's going to call.
No, I'd be shocked if he did. I mean, diamonds missed, but that is a pretty bad card, and you already could have been losing. Dan can have full houses here. He is definitely a slow player. Stuart thinking about raising, maybe, because he's got a 9 blocker? I think that's what was going on there. He lets it go.
That would be fancy play syndrome, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. Would Dan call? I think Dan would probably call with the jack. Depends on the sizing.
Yeah, it's tough to know.
I like my hand on the flop.
Problem for Stuart is he doesn't have a range advantage there. I think they have a pretty similar amount of boats in their ranges when Stuart opens +1. Dan could flat pocket 10s, no problem.
I mean, Dan has like 8-10 and
Yeah.
9-8 and stuff that Stuart doesn't have nearly as many combos of, too.
Right, so Dan actually has a range advantage probably.
I think he does.
Not a good time to raise even with a medium quality blocker.
Also, Stuart checking back the turn means he almost never has the nut straight, and Dan can still have Queen Jack in his range, too.
Yeah. Wonka just folded Queen Jack off because I guess he's back.
Yep.
Raise 25.
He's like, I only call raises with this hand. I never, raise with it. That's crazy.
Well, he knows what he's doing because Joseph has King Queen and Ken has 2 queens.
There are no queens left. Ken, I hope you're not trying to hit a set, bruh.
Of course, he's trying to hit a set.
Well,
And
I
what
hope-
do
I
you
said
do?
I hope he's not.
What do you do when you try to hit a set? Is there some sort of activity that you perform? You like hold your breath or something, or you like squeeze your butt cheeks?
So this is something we see a lot. I'm just ignoring that. We've seen a lot on Poker Time, and actually in other spots too.
Oh, face up, turn it up. Here, I'll show you my bottom card. I'm not scared.
Okay.
Joseph shows a queen. Oh, this is perfect. Feels like you're up against ace queen almost always now, if you're Joseph. But it's only 55 to call.
I don't think Ken actually looked back at his cards before
didn't.
doing that.
He
That's
didn't.
a problem.
Oh,
Yeah, exactly.
Shows the second one.
I have an over. But I mean, it's just,
Yeah, that was good.
I did.
You did. You had some outs.
Surprised Joseph didn't see a flop for 55 more there.
Yeah.
Even when he knows he's dominated.
Yeah, okay.
Just bury it in the bottom.
Yeah, I don't know.
Especially when he has that information.
I would, if I was Joseph, I'd assume I'm up against ace queen or queens.
Yeah.
Usually ace queen, and play accordingly. You know, if I flop a king, great. If I flop an open under, great. Otherwise, I can just fold. Seems pretty straightforward.
I should have showed the king. I didn't know which board. I knew what I had. King, queen. Feel like
Raise
I did
35.
something.
Hold.
Put it on the bottom of some stack somewhere.
Battle of the medium pairs.
It looks like he's assembling some troops here.
He's just calling.
Okay.
He was struggling to reach into his stacks of 13 chips.
All right, so now Wheel out of position with already a caller. He should size this up a bit.
Looks like he might just call. No, he's just going to raise in all red chips.
Okay.
Doesn't look like it's that big. Maybe
see.
100. No, less than 100. It looks like
85. Wow, that is
too small.
really small.
Stuart is considering a 4-bet, I think.
Possibly because the size there. He's
Yeah.
thinking like this could be a pretty cheap 4-bet bluff spot. There's already 165 in there.
Also, the kids like Stuart with that vest. They like to take ace-5 suited and 4-bet that
They
hand.
sure do.
That was a towel.
But Stuart lets it go.
No, I mean,
It's because he's wearing the black vest. He was wearing the blue vest. He's making it 250.
He's gonna Marty McFly it.
Yeah.
Rafi has. I mean, Rafi could even consider the 4-bet, but I like just to call
I think
here.
calling is fine.
I think calling's optimal.
You've got position on the 3-better.
And of course, Bill calls as well. And
Great flop for 9s.
Yeah.
If wheel puts a lot of pressure on, it's going to be hard to continue, but you can't fold yet, that's for sure.
well, let's see how he sizes it.
I wonder if Bill will overcall.
I don't see how Rafi can fold for 150 yet.
No, Rafi's calling, and Rafi's the type of player who is never raising, I would guess.
Never raising. I agree. Rafi's going to be pot control, thoughtful, take his
Competent.
time. As we said, he doesn't play Scrabble for a living, even though if there was a way to do it, he would. But it's basically impossible. Bill, let's go the 7s, and so far everyone's doing pretty well, except for that, maybe the sizing. It's a pretty safe card from Rafi's point of view that shouldn't change anything.
Right, the only issue is, what is wheel's 3-betting range?
Right. Well,
If it is jacks plus an ace-king only, Rafi should fold on this card.
well, let's see how big he makes it. 250. Ooh, that's
Kind of small.
Kind of small, but you really could be losing to. I mean, you're losing to all overpairs, of course, and
It's
the question is,
possible it should be a fold.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. The question is, if you're Rafi, would wheel really continue with ace king, ace queen here? And it turns out he would, but I can see why you might not be so sure. And sometimes
He
you're
is
just
going to
gonna-
call, it looks like. Even if wheel would continue with 100% of his 3-betting range on this, it still might not be good enough if his 3-betting range is literally jacks plus an ace-king. Now, we're not sure that's his 3-betting range, but
Yeah.
I think it kind of is.
Now wheel, I don't think has too many triple barrels in him, and as
Now
you
he
see,
just
he
gives up.
gives
and
up. And
Rafi's going to
Rafi,
be thrilled to see the check.
yep. The check alone should be enough to know that you're almost always good.
It's a pretty big pop for Rafi.
Yeah, that 250 on the turn is the really tough decision, I think. And
You'd have to win like a 9-day Scrabble tournament to make that much money, and it wouldn't even be in cash. It would be in like gift cards to Panera.
a 9-day Scrabble tournament.
Congratulations,
Will it be my
man.
last? We will find out. Would it have been a bigger pot or not at all if he had fired that big third shell in the end? I would have had to use at least one time card. That would have been tough. A lot of hands beat me.
Fold.
Joseph's got a soft spot in his heart for 6-4. I feel like I've seen him play this hand a lot.
Raise 100.
All right, I like Bill 3-betting the 10s.
Yep, it's a little small, but he is going to effectively isolate most of the time, so that's good.
Yep.
And Wonka now with the classic no-limit hold'em deep stack conundrum.
Yeah. It's already been 3-bet in front of you. You can call, you can fold, you can raise. All are reasonable.
Yep.
It's only 100, so
Not-
it's 90 to call.
It's not terrible just to throw it away and find a better spot.
That's true. But I don't completely hate a 4-bet either, having said that. And a call isn't so bad either, because mostly Joseph is not going to put it in the 4-bet. But Wonka just gets out of the way.
I don't see Joseph folding for this price.
No way. No chance. There's the call. Well, it's a pretty good spot for Bill. He's got 80% equity. Not the
And
greatest flop, though.
If Joseph wants to win this pot, he will be able to, but he has no way to know that Bill hates the flop so much. Bill does check back rather quickly. Now turns an open-ender.
And also, that's a card where Joseph would think, well, Ace-King just got there, right?
Right.
Like, Ace-King's probably the most checkable hand there on that flop. Bill checks it again, and it's... Huh. I mean, Joseph is near the very bottom of his range. He could take a shot here. If he does, he should size it up.
Yeah, he could rep something like Ace-King himself or You know, king jack,
Queen jack.
king 10 suited.
Yep. Even king queen. I think sizing it up is the move if he's going to do it. Looks like he's doing that exact thing. Looks like a pot size bet. Yep. A little more.
So it's not king 10 usually with this size.
Right. It feels like it's 2 pair or better.
Maybe ace king.
Maybe ace king. This is a really tough spot for Bill. I think he's probably going to... I think this is usually a fold when you take this line.
Yeah, Joseph could also have a flush, by the way. There was never any post-flop
Yep.
action.
I think Bill probably needed to bet the turn with his open ender.
Yeah. And the range advantage on that
Yeah.
board.
Pretty confusing.
I like that Joseph decided to take the shot, though.
I don't know. It's hard to check raise when you don't bet. Had plans.
I mean, that is factual. It's not an actual lie. It's the implication is a lie. but
Yes.
Just the implication.
Well,
Some dreams of
not necessarily. He's just saying he wanted to check raise, not that he had a good hand.
That's true.
winning me on all
That's
three
true.
streets.
Raise. 35.
I had pocket tens.
I thought you had like 8.
Hey, Bill's got the same 2 tens. Now
Weird.
It's possible.
Yeah, let's
It's
keep an eye
possible,
open.
if not
for that.
likely, that he didn't throw his cards away quick enough after the last hand.
I mean,
And
he folded before Joseph did.
That's
So
true.
He probably it's right.
He probably does have the same hand.
We'll just keep an eye out. Sometimes the software screws this up.
Well, he did call also.
Stuart put in the big 3-bet there with Jack 10 off.
Yeah, that's unusual. Stuart's a little off the rails today, huh?
Yeah, I think because he's got the button, he's trying some stuff out.
Like, I only showed up for a half
I
hour.
made the right raise for my hand.
This would make sense if it was a win the button game.
Correct raise.
What's with that life
Showed up 3
preserver?
hours into the tournament, despite having
It's a Back to the Future reference.
Really good.
for a half
Thanks.
hour. Busted.
Well, that's not a great flop for Stuart.
Check, check.
Not going to get it through against 3 pocket pairs.
Nope. I would expect him to take a shot anyway. But
Oh,
Wheel
Wheel's
is
just
going
gonna
to
lead.
fire away with the 2 8s. Wheel's been doing this.
He just bet 100 into
Whoa.
615. Stuart is going to raise a lot of the
This
time.
is a great opportunity to raise this, Stuart.
Wheel might have just allowed Stuart to win a pot that was previously unwinnable for him.
Yeah. I think Wheel's doing the find out where you are, and he's probably going to get some bad news about that.
Stuart could
He is going for a
easily
raise.
rep aces, kings, queens here. That's what
It
he's
seems
doing.
like a very straightforward spot to raise, and these guys just are forced to fold their pocket pairs. And now Wheel, I don't see how Wheel can continue. We'll see. Wheel sometimes surprises me.
He could put Stuart on hearts.
Yep.
Ace, king of hearts, ace, queen of hearts, something like that.
I will say this too: if Wheel decided to put in a big re-raise, it could put Stuart in some tough spots, even with overpairs. But I guess he just wouldn't fold. He just be like, I
No.
hope you don't have a full house.
I mean, like,
I
Wheel
call.
only has quads or threes full, if
He's got ace-2 suited,
I guess.
but it's not too many hands.
And that was, yeah,
Wow.
Wheel kind of let that happen by betting so small when he led there.
And Stuart shows just the jack.
Oh, and then he
there
shows
it
the
is.
10. He couldn't help it.
Yeah.
Suited cupcake. Why would I want to
You
play
got
that? It's Stuart.
Everyone had a better hand than he did.
Go crazy.
It's crazy how that works. That like Stuart pretty much had 0% chance to win the hand unless he turned to jack if it checked around.
Well, an ace could have won it. A king could have won it.
Yeah, but it was tough.
Yeah, he's
And
gonna
then
need a paint card. at
Wheel
least.
decided to do his little find out where you are bet, and Stuart's like, oh, an opportunity. And then pocket 10s and pocket 7s both folded.
Yeah.
And then Wheel folded pocket 8s, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You folded a boat,
Buying
man?
is winning.
I did.
Confirm.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy actually. Nice play by Stuart.
Yeah. Nice recognition. You wouldn't expect Wheel to bet 100 with a really big hand, and it's also very hard to have a really big hand.
Well, I said I
Yep.
folded a suited.
Feels like he has a hand just like he has, right?
Right, and Stuart can rep aces, you know?
Absolutely.
Deuce three.
Cupcake.
Deuce three is
Did not
cupcake.
know that was the
Okay. The name.
Okay, I heard him say
Portland parlance.
Why is it called
Those are
cupcake?
the cupcakes.
And you know the math of it is
Ask
pretty
the
good
guy
too.
at
Like there's about
Encore that
400 in the
did
pot,
that.
and Stuart is even more. There's like 500 in the pot, and he puts in
There's
450.
way more than 500 in the pot. There was 615 when Wheel bet 100.
Was there 615? Oh my gosh. So there's 715 in the pot, and Stuart put in 450 to win it. So
Yeah.
it just doesn't have to work that often either. And it's just gonna work,
Yeah.
like a lot, as you see.
These are some great hands.
Top pair for Wheel. That's all I gotta say. Got nothing else. Interesting that Stuart decided to show the Jack 10, by the way.
20. Fold. Fold.
Wonka's going to take a shot when checked to him.
Only bets 20 into 55, so once again, just doesn't have to work very much.
Getting a look at the old people who aren't in the hand.
Yep.
Cam.
Pam, could you
Heads up.
thank you. Except now we need you to. Stuart's already folded. Okay.
All right.
Great.
Okay. Thank you.
Great. Tough for Wonka to fire again here. Now he can only try and fold out diamonds. It's really all that's left. And it's going to be hard to fold out diamonds when the pot's only got 95 in it.
Yeah, I think it's one shot and done for Wonka here.
Yep. Diamonds come in if wheel checks again, which we think he probably will based on his hand. Wonka could try and rep that.
I don't see a ton of value in betting his wheel.
No. And he does check. I like that. It's kind of a bad river, but he's chopping a lot with other aces too.
Yep.
Check.
Wonka doesn't try. I like that.
Tens.
That's got an ace.
Ace good. Ace good also. What is it?
So I think, judging from the pictures, the guy who got second in the tournament that Stuart just won was the guy who I made that. Super thin value shove against.
Yeah.
And got to fold the same hand.
Yeah, that one that
Who
was
you were
like-
saying was like, oh, that guy's terrible.
We're back, and Rafi's going to teach us all
Did you
7
see
words you've never
him
heard.
Right before that big hand you played?
Oh, wait, I'm hearing that he's not going to do that.
No, we're getting the sign that he's refusing to do
Yeah.
that. He's just
Might
going
have
to
not been
play
paying
and
attention.
talk to
He's
the
asking
players.
for $5,000 a word,
Which-
and we're not going to.
We're playing hardball with him. We've counter offered 5 cents a word.
Yeah,
35 cents total.
we're going to see where we get.
Yeah. We're willing to go as high as 50 cents total.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know why he was in town.
We'll see what happens.
Fold, fold.
It's pretty exciting. It's 7 cents a word, I mean.
Trying to practice. Probably.
Yeah, bigger.
Reddish?
Yeah, big guy.
Well, actually,
Bill's playing all these
Hands.
hands on early position, and so far it's working out for him just fine. I like to see it. Bill probably has an image that's going to work for him in this spot.
Pretty horrendous beat on Jake
Heads up.
Dahl. So three-handed, I got in ace-4 off versus aces for like 18 blinds each and hit running fours.
Open ender for Bill, top pair for Scrabble Rafi. Could see some fireworks.
Yeah,
I think we'll manage.
Everything that's on the screen is wrong.
that's not true.
Well, all of the action. And Bill picks up a pair, and it is a third spade.
The blinds had gone up by that.
Bill checks. Now he's got a little showdown value.
There were 250 bigs in play when you got the three-handed. If
Yeah,
we both have only 18.
That's a terrible run out for Rafi.
Three-handed even.
Will Bill take a shot?
If he does, he'll probably win it.
He is going to take a shot, it looks like.
All right, he's probably putting Rafi on a king and hoping a spade isn't with that
I
king.
don't see how Rafi can call. Bill's got the ace of spades in his range very clearly.
Yep.
So it wasn't only 18. Oh, yeah, because the blinds had gone up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You played a while. through
Probably
that.
had to. That was a bad run out. Nice hand, you win.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
All it
we
took was
started
one
with.
spade, right?
All took was
You think
one
Rafi
spade.
knows how to spell bluff?
Yeah.
Because you just been bluff, son.
It depends on if it's in the Scrabble dictionary. He doesn't know words that aren't in the Scrabble dictionary.
He apparently knows every 2-letter word there is in existence, though, and there's a lot of them.
Everyone that's the Scrabble dictionary defines as an actual word.
Yeah.
Because there are other dictionaries that might have words that aren't in the Scrabble dictionary.
I don't think
he doesn't give a crap
recognizes
about that.
Yeah, I don't think he recognizes any other dictionary as legitimate
That is, well, he doesn't recognize it as useful for his Scrabble playing. That's
and
for
thus
sure.
legitimate.
You like
Digital Dan does not play his favorite hand under the gun.
Lucky for him, Wheels behind him with a monster. Wakes up with,
It's like a weird joke. I don't get it.
so keep your mouth shut then. How about that?
It's like it's an okay hand and you call it a monster. Ha ha, buddy.
Your joke was Digital Dan folds his favorite hand.
That wasn't a joke. That was an observation.
That wasn't a joke? Good lord.
It is his favorite hand.
Stuart's talking about how to fish over there, just giving wheel tips.
And Julio like hems
good.
and calls. Turns out Julio just has
The thing about Stuart with
Yeah.
fishing is it's kind of an interesting poetic situation where everybody's been convinced to tell him that he's really good at fishing. So Stuart thinks he's really good at fishing, but everybody knows that Stuart is terrible at fishing.
It's a bad kid begins kind of
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah.
I think I
Which
must
is
have missed
sweet,
that hand.
but he's got no health issues.
But he has given strangers terrible fishing advice that don't know he's terrible at fishing. People have drowned.
Raise 35.
That's hard to do when you're fishing, but I guess not impossible. 'Cause you're supposed to stay in the boat.
That's
Well-
not what Stuart says.
Bill calls with the jack nine off from the small blind, and here we go. A little something for everybody.
I mean, when you said that, it made me think
So,
that he
55.
was almost certainly just thinking like a 4 alone was good there. Then when he bet small in the river, it's like, well, he has a 4 with a bad kicker. That was my thought.
Yeah, I was really
But he
surprised
had a
fold
4
it.
with the master kicker.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
If that was true.
I've never heard anyone say master kicker before. It's pretty awesome.
I hadn't
Bill's
until
just
about
gonna
10
fold his
seconds
nine?
ago also.
He's like, I had
That
the
would be pretty whack.
He
Wow.
is.
It does.
I don't know why he's calling with Jack 9 out of the small blind against the button.
So then fold middle
Yeah.
pair for one bet.
Those two actions don't really compute.
They're not congruent, at least in our view, right?
Right.
Grant is a
They are not
isosceles.
congruent.
Isosceles.
They are not congruent.
like one notch.
I'm saying we're robots. They are not congruent.
Okay.
So if he's
AI, baby. AI, let's go.
Are you AI? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying everyone's AI now.
I feel like he probably was
Even
being
Stuart?
honest because he
No.
was frustrated.
We just want Stuart to think he is.
Okay, good.
maybe.
Fold, fold. Fold.
Scrabble Rafi, letting it go.
Fold, they're not likely to
Be cool if his name was
separate
Scramble Rafi,
higher.
because he loves scrambling eggs.
Or Scrappy Rafi?
Well, that's not bad either, because he loves getting in fights.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Digital Dan with the tens.
Maybe.
Raise.
And there's the 3 bets.
That's civil.
Fold.
Well, Bill probably shouldn't continue with this one,
As it turned out, I also.
even though he has position and it's relatively cheap. It's okay to let it go.
I mean, I think if you're going to call with this hand in this spot, you have to feel pretty confident about your post-flop abilities.
You also have to not like money very much.
Well, that's fair, too.
Fold.
Jay, we're going to call the 30, be honest.
To what?
Were you going to call the 30?
Yeah, he was.
Put it in the under.
Digital Dan wins a small pot, and onward we go.
I'm always on.
The boat keeps on
Repeat after me. More
going
chips.
along the old riverbed.
Unless Stuart's driving it.
More
Then
chips.
it
I'll do it.
doesn't really go that far.
Started off well.
Yeah.
What is it? I missed what else I'm supposed
always
to repeat.
better.
I
It's
thought it
always
was going to
better.
rhyme.
Okay.
I was disappointed. when it-
I thought that was
middle
more
of it
Rick.
gets
Rhyme
upset.
too,
I
yeah.
thought it was more Rick.
He wants to
That
flop a
wasn't
straight
that
flush
wasn't
with
nearly
more
as creative
chips.
of a sentence as I thought you were going to say.
I'm not trying to be
I'm
creative. I'm just
underwhelmed.
trying to be honest.
I don't know. It looked like the start
More
of
bips, more chips.
start of a cheer or something.
Yeah,
More
or-
chips.
that had potential.
Bill gonna try limping this time with a pretty bad hand.
Good one, Joseph.
Let's just small ball it all the way.
Stuart says no.
Trying to buy that one?
Look at the ranges he's up against. Not the ranges, I'm sorry. Look at the hands he's up against, which imply, of course, incredibly wide ranges.
Then we'd have to do math.
He's able to read these ranges and know that 10-9 suited is just fine. He's
Flops,
right.
And it flops well, and he wants to build a pot for
And
that situation.
Of course, it's deceptive as well. Bill calls, by the way, with the 40, the 5-4. So he folded 7-3 on the button. He's calling 5-4. I don't know what's going on. Nice flop for Stuart.
I mean, 4-5 is a much more playable hand than 7-3.
Okay,
I haven't even known yet, but this guy
but you know,
you want to do a bomb pot? I said, if it's 2 boards, yes.
what the hell?
You just here.
Good refutation of the point.
Probably you shouldn't be playing either one or be playing both though in these spots. Like if you're going to be in this spot, you should probably call the 3-bet with both or fold both, right?
It wasn't a 3-bet this time.
Okay, but money wise, one costs $55 more and this one costs $45 more, right?
4-5 is better. If you're gonna have a line, you have to have it somewhere. Bill's
That
line
is-
is somewhere between 7-3 and 5-4.
Well,
Excuse me as I
I think
dodge
that's
the
crazy.
fish hook that's
Okay.
being cast in my direction.
The second board.
and you do too, by the way. And
I
you
wouldn't.
do too.
I wouldn't have played either of those hands that
Thank
way.
you.
A couple that were double board with an ocean.
Oh my gosh.
Raise. 25.
Like,
Fold.
Rafi did not
Draws
limp.
are
That is
amazing.
not the Rafi
flop a flush
mentality.
draw, you're
But
like,
Joseph does have 2 cowboys.
Fold.
Where have all the cowboys gone? It's apparently in Joseph's hand.
Nice.
Thanks.
That sounds crazy.
Paula Cole.
By the way, I'm gonna write a book called The Rafi Mentality.
It's kind of cool sounding. He could be like a psychic with that name. The Rafi mentality.
Yeah.
8, yeah.
Heads up.
He's on the CW at 1 p.m. every day.
Earth
Well, not a whole lot going on here for Wonka. He does have 2 back doors in the over.
Bet 20.
It's not really a bigger body of water than
The iceberg.
Says Joseph check, but as we see,
that's not
he
water.
did not.
It's bigger than an ocean.
Yeah, but it's kind of cool.
Irma, the volunteer,
the
is
end
currently
of-
in
the end
charge
of
of
the
the
road.
action. Is
You
well, I
can't-
call her
you can't go
volunteer.
any
She's an
further than
intern.
that.
It's failing us again.
Oh, now Irma says Wonka called.
Well, that's closer. At least we have Joseph betting correctly. There you go. Eventually you got it.
Fold.
Ken's got the 5-4 this time, but it is suited, much better than unsuited.
Call.
And Dan with a 10-9 suited this time. Ooh, but he doesn't want to see spades.
Well, he does.
Okay, ultimately he would be unhappy.
Really? The 6, 7, 8 of spades you think we'd be unhappy about? Wow. Wow. Everyone's suited except for Scrabble Rafi, who is no longer in the hand.
Okay.
It's kind of exciting.
He's kind of suited. He's got a jacket on.
Interesting point. There's 2 spades. Digital Dan.
Could be problematic for the digital one.
Yeah, this could be Armageddon.
I don't know about Armageddon.
Armageddon, I say. Wheeling Digital Dan effectively 1.7K.
Fold. Fold.
Now, Dan does not have to play this as a call.
He could raise. He could.
I like a raise better.
But Wheel could easily have a queen. That's the problem.
Of course, but so can Dan.
Well,
Dan
Dan
decides to just
does
call.
play it as a call.
Yeah.
And he now has the best hand.
Wow.
What a deal.
What a great deal.
Check.
Now he's got to hope that Wheel's got a 6 or spades.
Check.
Oh, you love that check as Digital Dan.
Ooh, but Wheel gets there in the end.
Yeah.
I don't think Dan will be calling if Wheel bets, though.
Check.
You got to put Wheel on miss spades, and you block those.
Bet.
Does fire. It's
40.
really
Oh,
inexpensive.
man, it's tiny.
Is it 30?
40 into 315. Maybe you can call.
You could decide to raise. You could take your 9 and turn it into a bluff right now. That might be the better play.
This is interesting sizing from Wheel. What do you think about it?
I mean, I think it's pretty face up.
So did I.
And I think Dan can know that he's never any good.
Yeah.
And it's if you can't get called by that hand, I don't know what you're supposed to get called by.
So what sizing do you think would have been good? Just like half pot?
I think he's supposed to size it up like he misses spades. Half pot, 2/3 pot, something like that. Be like be trying to rep the nut flush draw.
Yeah, I guess, but I don't know. You might be convinced Dan to call a lot more by betting 40 than doing that with Dan's range. Like, we're pretty sure Dan has no aces in his range, right?
Well, when we have the ace of spades in
Yeah.
our hand, that's correct. Yeah.
So he has a 9 at best.
So you got to have ace 6 suited, I guess. That's like the one thing.
Yeah.
you can have. But there's only 2 combos of that. Maybe 1. No,
want
2
chop it?
combos. So yeah, he has a lot in. It's hard for him to even have a 9. Actually, he's like a pocket pairs, I guess.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Well, the thing is, like,
Yeah.
if he's gonna fold the 9 that easily, which he did, because we're so face up when we make it 40 as Wheel, then I think we have to make it look more polarized. than
Maybe
that.
we can still go with the small idea, but make it a little bit less small, like 100
Oh yeah,
instead.
that's fine. I think 100's better because maybe then we're trying to get away with the cheap bluff. It's like never a bluff when Wheel that's
Yeah.
40. That's his problem.
Yeah.
I don't expect to get through here.
Act like you've been there before.
What?
Act like you've been there before.
Sorry.
What does Dan's shirt say, Jonathan?
That says profits of Vag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some work thing is bringing.
He got it signed by the whole band.
That's amazing.
Denim.
What does that mean
I don't know.
when they sign your sweatshirt?
That means they like you.
What does profits of Vag mean?
I don't know.
What does Joseph's sweatshirt say? Grant.
When I saw him at the
It looks like a Trailblazers logo.
Yeah. It says Rip City.
Just 'cause it's
But what would
desert
you
in the
call
middle
that?
of summer.
well,
Son of a bitch.
Rip City? I don't know.
Yes, I know. That's what it should not stop.
Rafi's had enough of this limping.
What was he?
Gonna bump it up with the ace on the button
that was kind of
and just get everybody to fold.
That's a great
Good
deal.
Good deal. Put in 50, get 75 back.
Oh, okay.
That's an investment opportunity.
All out.
Yeah, it really is. 50% of your money, and in that time frame,
Wow.
I mean, that's what you want.
That's like the Flash Boys.
What does that
That
mean?
was
Michael
bad.
Lewis pick.
I might have had ace.
No, that's
About the
As you see, Rafi and Stuart, the big winners so far, but no big winners actually. It's just too early.
See a lot of familiar
No one's
faces.
up or down even $500 yet.
I just felt like that.
Well, sometimes it happens differently. Like
I mean, no other one.
a couple sessions ago, we had the first hand, Joseph against Marty, where
Mm.
Marty got stacked.
Sure.
With the second nuts.
And we got a number more episodes to go. By the way, this hand someone could get stacked, but of course.
Hopefully
there-
Wonka.
There will be blood in the water at some point. There always is.
Excellent film.
Blood in the water?
That's probably a movie.
I mean, it probably is, but I don't know it.
Heads up.
Seemed like it must be a strong one.
Yeah, potential.
Okay.
Pretty damn good flop for Wonka, because Bill even flops a pair.
Yeah, it's kind of amazing. We've seen Bill just folding
Yeah,
pairs.
the problem for Wonka is that Bill might somehow find a fold.
No,
It's
definitely
only
like
$25, and so
No,
Bill
it
just feels like he has to call, which he should.
Yes.
in Portland cash games.
Third club, not exactly what Wonka
No,
wanted to
second,
see.
second club.
Oh, second club. Cool. He loves it.
Wonka's just going to fire now, hoping that Bill has some bad jacks in his range, I think, or just decides to be stubborn. We know Bill's not super stubborn, though. Actually like how Bill played that.
Sure.
I think that was good on every street.
I live here. I'm from Seattle, but I live here now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you would say it's more common in Portland than Seattle.
I don't know. I didn't really.
Very
Didn't
good
really
hand.
play.
Okay, well, that's what I was. Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
hear from
Well,
or just.
no, just like it's just a thing that I've seen a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, but I haven't really played hardly.
What
any
did I was
Okay,
doing?
well, that's what I, you know what I mean? Just
Yeah,
like
yeah,
practice
yeah.
like
Aggressively.
Portland as
You had ace
opposed to
queen?
everywhere else or anywhere
Oh,
else.
no.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Probably happens in
I
other
fold
places
ace
too.
queen.
I imagine.
Wheel gonna play the ace-5 suited under the gun, it looks like.
I like it.
Yeah.
This is just the kind of hand that plays well, even under the gun when you're playing deep cash.
Fold. Fold.
I'm glad they do that because sometimes I don't know.
Fold. Fold. Call. Fold.
Ken with the speed limit.
Nope.
That's what they say in the island of Maui.
The Isle of Wight.
In Maui, it's 77 miles per hour speed limit.
I did not know that. Hey, nice flop for Wheel
Pretty nice. Digital Dan, though,
Yeah.
has outflopped him for the meantime.
for right now, but pretty good flop for Wheel. It's everyone checks, and Ken's going to try and protect his equity, but turns out he's in third place.
Interesting to see Wheel check.
Yeah. I kind of like it, actually. It's hard to get too much action from worse hands when he bets from under the gun, from having raised under the gun.
Ten seconds.
Is he going to raise?
No.
No, he just makes the
It's
call.
like he thought about it. So all three players are in, and now Dan does not know where he is at all.
And Ken's probably done with it unless he hits a 7.
I
And
would think so.
Now Wheel makes 2 pair, but it is a club and a deuce makes a straight.
Also, Dan has a club in his hand.
And I accidentally said to the waiter.
This should kill action, unless Wheel decides to bet right now.
Such in Hebrew mode. It's so weird.
What is thank you in Hebrew?
Toda.
Check.
Toda?
Ken does have a gut shot now as well, although he's probably not too thrilled with it.
He probably just thought you were confused.
Checks through, and that is the king of spades. Wheel has the best hand.
Should probably bet for value here.
Yeah, I agree. Looks like people have, someone has an ace usually. Wow,
Just
it just
checks
checks
through.
all the way through. I think Digital Dan was going to call.
I think he might have. He would
Wheel
have
bet
at least,
if Wheel bet like a normal amount there,
he would have at least considered it.
like 120 on the river, 120 to 305. I think Dan's going to have to consider calling.
More chips.
I'm not surprised.
Okay.
I felt like you were ahead the whole way. I mean, you weren't.
You were wrong.
Until the turn. Yeah.
But you felt that way, and that's
Yeah,
what's
that's
important.
right. Just sharing my feelings there.
Okay, it's good.
Digital Dan kind of like it that just no more money went in that pot. I mean, could have cost him a lot of money there.
I don't know about a lot.
I mean, a lot relative to, if you're a 5-year-old, it's a lot of money.
which 5-year-old?
Not a rich one.
Okay.
Not Kylie Jenner's 5-year-old,
Right.
who, by the way, is just precarious and precocious.
Precarious?
Yeah. You never know, man. I'm always worried about that kid.
All right. Ken has 9s. Bill has 8s. There could be blood.
Yes,
That's the sequel to There Will Be Blood.
there just might be blood.
We're not sure though.
It's a trilogy. Bill 3-bet to 75 with 2 8s.
I like the 3-bet.
Well, I don't like the
flop
sizing,
for
but
Ken. Ken gonna make sure that he's in a miracle spot and confirm that he is.
he could raise. He decides to call. Turns out if he could see Bill's hand, he'd be thrilled that he called. Give Bill a chance to hit that 2-outer. Bill checks it back instantly. That's the Bill's giving up check.
Because it's tough to get value.
We got 3 spades on the board, but Ken should not be afraid of that.
Oh, wait. No, that's
Yeah, I know. One of the more
You bet,
Bill's just
hoping-
gonna let it go, and that's
Yeah.
gonna be the last hand of this episode. We'll see you back
Hey,
next
try
week
to check
for
out.
some more of this session. Some more poker time.
Poker time.
You might always be in second place.